Good morning.
You wanted to say good morning.
I had the funniest thing happen to me this morning.
This is the earliest recording we've had.
I know. I gotta warm up my voice.
Good morning. I sing every episode.
It's okay.
It's
we love
how
it.
I get through life.
It's okay. It's okay. You can sing anywhere. My life is one big, loud, off-pitch musical, but it's wonderful.
It's not off-pitch.
No, it's not. Tom
Honey,
would never allow it. Tom would never allow the off-pitch.
Performer. Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Candice.
And welcome to Don't Start.
And as we like to say, don't start.
Candice, save it for the show.
Exactly. So let's get to it. I'm walking Maverick this morning, and a black Mercedes drives by with a woman with blonde hair, and I'm going, oh, Sarah came early. Sarah! And I'm waving,
Yes.
and I'm running with the carriage. Don't ask me why I'm running, but I'm like, I have to get your attention. The woman stops, because clearly I'm flagging her down, and opens the window, and it's not you. And I was like, oh my God, I thought you was someone else. And she's like, who did you think I was? And I was like, I thought you were my friend Sarah. We're meeting, we do a podcast.
Her name's Sarah Schreiber. Google it. Oh, you did give us, and you're like, here's my spiel.
I did.
You
I gave
PR'd
her
us.
a whole spiel. And then she looked at me like I was insane. And she went, well, you were just really running. I must have looked out of breath and everything was bouncing and jiggling. And she was just like, you were really running.
I literally just said that to Chad. We were on a bike ride, and I could feel my boobs bouncing. I'm like, oh my God. Everything's bouncing and
My
jiggling.
boobs, all of a sudden now I have a C-section scar that kind of does a little jiggle bounce. I'm like, what is this? Yeah, no, it's not nice. It's not nice.
But your body reminds you of the beautiful gifts that you have in your life.
Yep. That's true.
That is a very good story, and I love that I've been here for 20 minutes and you didn't tell me yet.
I was holding it in.
Yeah, I
was
know.
Like, I have to wait to get on the mic.
It's the don't start of it.
It was so
Don't tell her, don't tell her, don't tell her. Wait, also my car is a steel gray.
I thought it was black. Oh, shit.
Was it a convertible?
Yes. Oh, no, it was you. It was you.
How old was she when you got to her?
I would
No,
say
don't
she
answer
was
that.
30s. No.
Oh, okay.
I would
that's
say she was
really
30s.
funny.
No, she had your exact, it was you from the back. I'm like, this is Sarah. Because I was like,
oh my God, that's really
I've never
fun.
seen this
she
car.
She must be fabulous.
Because I was like, I've never seen this car in the neighborhood. This has got to be Sarah, right? I haven't
She's
seen
early.
it.
She's early. Gotta run.
She was like, you were really
Oh
running,
my
lady.
God. Have you ever seen the Ellen DeGeneres famous stand up from back in the day where she's like, Karen? Oh God, that's not Karen.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah,
that was me. Everything was waving and jiggling and running.
But I guess on the other hand, it's like, isn't that a funny story? And didn't you just make her day?
I don't know if I definitely made it her day, as a giggle. She's definitely going to go tell her work buddies.
My mother's obsessed with talking to strangers. I think she talks more to strangers than she. So, it makes her so happy.
My dad is like that as he's gotten older. He's like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know them.
My mother does
like,
the
hey.
touching. And Chad and I do cringing
Please
at
don't
restaurants.
touch.
And I'm like, because that's.
Yes.
I mean, for us, we know each other, and I
That's
know
very
it's
funny.
So also piggybacking off of that, which I do a lot of piggybacking here.
good.
But keeping the story flow.
you are. Yeah,
Chad
you are.
always laughs, or I don't know if he laughs, but they get his attention, which is funny because Juno
she
does it
pinches
too
to get your attention?
No, both me and my mother, because he's like, you
that's
learned it from her,
really
because I'll
funny.
have to poke.
Oh, yeah, you do that to me. You touch me.
Yes.
But say before you're about to say something.
listen to me.
Kind of doesn't bother me because I think my mom does it too.
And our dog does it. Juno will literally bop you in the back of the calves. And Chad's like, she is hurting us.
That is very funny. Yeah. But speaking of talking to strangers, we're about to interview someone neither of us have ever met before. But I'm so excited.
Well, I was going to say, there is something different about you this morning.
Is there? Do I look different?
Friends at home that are just listening, you have this concoction on your forehead.
Yep, I do.
And I need to know about it.
So those of you who know me, I wear Frownies.
Yeah.
Frownies is it's been around since I'm not going to say that it's for million
We're going
years.
to
We're going to talk to the CEO of Frownies.
Yeah.
Helen is here.
Heleln Morrison.
I'm really nervous because I've been wearing Frownies for about 2.5 years. It is these patches you put on your forehead or on your laugh lines or wherever you feel like you're getting lines, right? And it kind of makes this hardened mask. Mm-hmm. And you do it before you go to bed. Kind of like a cast. Yeah. And you do it before you go to bed. And when you wake up in the morning, you can wet it and peel it off, right?
How did you find it?
Oh gosh, my grandmother was into obviously being young. That was her thing.
Everybody is in search of the fountain of youth.
My grandmother was. She had a facelift at
we've talked about
late
this.
50s, 60s, right?
Yeah.
So like she was really into this. Once she had her facelift,
She knew this?
She knew of Frownies.
Isn't that amazing?
And I didn't know. My mom kind of remembered her wearing them, and then obviously as I gotten older, I went back to it and I was like, oh right, that's what Grandma Fran used to wear. Like that's what brought my attention.
Wild and just incredible to know from like 1885.
Yeah, that's how long it's been around.
I'm wondering if anything has changed in the formula. We have to go.
We have
direct
to ask her
source.
so much because here's the thing: she's such a light on social media. I love it. She talks about how, hey, she's going through a campaign right now where she's like 20-year-olds. You do not have to run to Botox. You can try Frownies for a while. Like, don't feel like
I
this
want
is
her to
the
talk
answer,
to us.
right? And I love that.
And I think that's a lot of my questions for today, and we'll get to it. But it's talking about that. The instant results the immediate results. That's what's happening right now with whether it's Botox, fillers, or Ozempic, another example of that.
Yes.
Where we don't want to do as much effort and work with it.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's just fix it up.
And honestly, the reason you and I were like, we have to have Helen on is because we were both like,
We're
hello.
vain.
Well, yeah, I'm so vain. But
I want to always look young.
Always look young. And I don't want to have to shoot up my forehead. But no. Female, CEO, fifth generation,
It's
total girl
sensational.
boss.
It's inspiring.
Right? Like, it's inspiring.
Wife and mom.
Yes.
So I ever tell you the time that I interviewed the Bella twins and at work at a Hall of Fame event. I started crying because I felt so overwhelmed with women that achieve everything.
Yes.
Like fills my heart with joy. And I
God,
can
I
get
love
emotional
this.
now.
We can't cry in front of Helen.
I will not. I'm not allowed to because no frown lines.
No frown lines. But I will say, before we bring her in, I will say one thing. They do work.
Can't wait.
Granted, I don't look like I'm 19. It's not going to rewind your life. And by the way, Botox doesn't either, everybody. Because the people who do get Botox, it doesn't look like you rewind your life either.
You can't talk to it till you try.
I know, I've never tried it.
You don't need to.
I gotta get on it. No, I'm sticking with my Frownies.
Everybody's got their opinions, but we got to hear direct from the source. So let's bring
excited.
in this phenomenal, inspiring, anti-aging queen, Heleln Morrison.
Helen.
Hey.
Hello, gorgeous.
Oh, Helen's here. I'm so excited. Helen, can you see my face?
I can. I heard you might be wearing them. Thank you so much for your patience.
Oh, no problem at all.
Really? 5 minutes is not patience. That's wonderful that you're even here. We're so excited. I wear these Frownies almost every night to bed. I'm not great at every night. I'm not great at every night with anything. Like I'm trying to get better as I age with the night creams.
Candice is also a mother.
Yeah.
A newer mom.
Yeah, my baby's a year. He's a year old, so I'm like doing my best.
Yes, that's extra.
That's extra. But we're so delighted to have you on because for us, we are so excited to promote anything that is female positivity. And the icing on the cake for us was like, oh my God, Helen's a fifth generation. This business has been around. By the way, my grandmother used Frownies,
I love
which
that.
blows my mind, right? And it's such a wonderful way to age gracefully without the needles and things, which we're going to talk about because those needles and things everyone uses, and those are great too. But I would just love to say, one, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. What an incredible story. And I think, obviously, Candice is a perfect example of how your product has gone through generations. Yeah. And that's something that is beyond rare in such a quick paced, obviously every industry, but specifically the beauty industry.
Yes, things just come and go, and the next thing is here for sure.
It really is true. Can you tell us just a little bit? I mean, obviously we know how Frownies got started, but we'd love our listeners to just have an idea of just the quick little background of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. So my great-great-grandmother, Margaret Crozan, invented Frownies, and essentially they kind of came up with the idea to solve a problem for themselves, right? I think all the best products start because they're solving a problem that you're personally having. So her daughter, Alice, was a concert pianist and a model and actress. And when you are playing the piano or doing anything with focused concentration, these days mostly we're staring at our phones or our computers, But we often tend to, human habit, furrow the brow. So, in furrowing her brow at the piano, started to develop those creases in between her eyebrows. And so, to figure out what to do about it, they started making Frownies for themselves. And originally they were called wrinkle eradicators. But early on, the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, kind of came in and said, oh, you can't call them that unless you have a doctor who says that they indeed can eradicate wrinkles. Which, funny story. So they went ahead and changed the name to Frownies, but they then got a doctor who came and did the thing and said, yes, you can call them like they do, But either way, Frownies what became the name. But anyway, they started using Frownies for themselves. A lot of their friends and people started saying, oh, you look so great. What are you doing? So they started making Frownies for others. And of course, that turned into now we're kind of selling Frownies, and they were making them out of their attic. My grandmother, her mom was a young single mom, and then her mom passed away. So she was raised then by my great great grandmother, who is the inventor of Frownies. So my grandmother tells the story of like selling Frownies, like at instead of a lemonade stand, a Frownie stand, right? So they were doing that, but also as they went around and she before she my her mother passed, they were traveling as she was playing the piano, and she played at the White House and in different Hollywood circles. And so because of that, the connections that they had and the word of mouth spreading Frownies was spread really mostly amongst like Hollywood circles. And so early on, Frownies kind of became this Hollywood beauty secret. And in the early 1900s, there's some various magazine articles, like Life magazine has an article showing Fox Drama School and Dixie Dunbar and some of these stars, like of the old Hollywood days, wearing Frownies, and they're, using them to train themselves not to furrow and this kind of thing. So that's just kind of how it was born. And really, Frownies were featured in a lot of old Hollywood movies, old Hollywood actresses that are kind of like iconic, like Raquel Welch, Gloria Swanson. And these are like some old names, right? They used Frownies, wrote about them in their book, and just different things like this. And then kind of trickled into now it is still old Hollywood, like Rene Russo, Meryl Streep wore them in Death Becomes Her. This other Mars Attack is an old movie from like the 90s that featured Frownies.
We know them all.
We know
you're speaking we know these actresses.
Okay, great. So,
Yes.
some of the like the young Gen Z girls wearing Frownies, they're like, who's that?
Oh no, I got excited when you said Raquel Welch. I'm
Me
like,
too.
oh my
I was like,
God.
bow down to the goddess.
Raquel Welch wrote about Frownies in her book Beyond the Cleavage, and she was a huge user of Frownies, and she talked about them on different, appearances that she made and stuff like that. She's gone now, but anyway, in 2000, Rene Russo was actually featured on the cover of Good Housekeeping magazine, and there was like a 4-page spread all about Frownies, and we didn't know that this was going to happen. She used them, we didn't realize. And so anyway, it was all of this coverage. And this was before social media, and really marketing and advertising was different back then because we didn't have the internet the way we do now. And so anyhow, that happened. And that was like the first initial big boom into this newer time, right? We were super tiny. That happened. My grandmother was still alive and working at the company, running the company. And she said, she called and was like, the phones are ringing off the hook. I don't know what's happening. Cause that's like people called in to place orders or wrote letters. Wow.
Yeah.
And so we told her, well, ask them how they're hearing about it. And so of course starts asking, and everyone's saying Good Housekeeping magazine, which serendipitously Botox was approved for cosmetic use in 2001. And so then really right after that, there was a little period of time where we had a lot more magazines kind of reaching out because of the buzz from the Good Housekeeping magazine, saying, we want to do an article comparing Botox and Frownies. And so there was this, little growth period that happened, still small, but it was almost like, if you're a little startup, this is some great press, right? That was kind of free and exciting to us. But then we just kind of plugged along. And then as the internet became a thing, started our Shopify store, we got on Amazon, and Amazon was the first place that we had the ability to kind of advertise a little bit. And by this time, my mom had come in and become, the president of the company, kind of doing the thing. And we were at trade shows, like beauty shows, and I would go to those and represent the brand and the family, but I was not on staff or working in the company at all. I was a mom having babies, and that kind of stuff. But also for me and how I got involved, when I started having children, I had been a yoga instructor and have been a yoga instructor for about 17 years. And so I couldn't get in the studio and get out as much because I had these young children and, whatever. So I started doing online fitness coaching and so naturally learning the ins and outs of social media. And, back in 2015, that was kind of the heyday where everybody started promoting, like all the women started having some sort of a side hustle on social, and we're all building social media accounts, right? If you're early to the game. So I learned all about the ins and outs of social, and the way that it was then is very different than it is now, too. But I started doing that, and then my husband was actually the one who was like, "So what's up with Frownies? Like, you are technically an owner, like, and he was really curious. And I was just like, oh, because it was something that was in my family for so long. Of course, I used and loved Frownies and thought they were great, but I was like, I'm not a businesswoman. I don't care about that. I don't want to be involved. And so with his interest in conversations and asking questions, I started taking a look a little deeper and looking at our social media, because that's what I did, was basically social media. And, I loved connecting with people and whatever. So when I looked at the social, I was like, oh my goodness, like there's so much more we can do. Like this is a real business. And I just have this little fun side project for myself. Like we need to do more. So started talking with my mom and kind of like, hey, I could start doing some of our Instagram stories. Here's some things that I could and would do for the business and the brand. So at the very end of 2020, I started doing some social media for Frownies. And the plan was not for me to come in and become the face of the brand. But once I started, jumping in with social, I got a message from somebody like, hey, I got this. Have you seen this TikTok about Frownies? And I had a personal TikTok account, but I wasn't really posting on there. And that was before Instagram Reels, and short form video content seemed very intimidating. And so I was like, oh. And then when I saw the TikTok, it had like 2 million views. And it's what I would call like the first Frownies TikTok. So I was like, oh no, we have to be on TikTok. So jumped in over there. Long story short, basically went viral immediately with our very first video. And then for the entire year of 2021, it was like one viral video after another. And Frownies became the #3 search term in beauty on Google in 2021. And I was thrust into you are the face of the brand. And it was like, oh, okay.
But
yes.
I love it.
So Helen, we have to ask you some questions, because that was like, what a story. The thing that I find so incredibly impressive about the product is its natural ability to market. So this isn't something that you are just like, I'm selling. It's proving its success naturally from other people and big people, whether it is the celebrities or it's these TikTok people. But the other thing I was going to say is how each generation has evolved it. That right now we're talking about TikTok or social media.
Yeah.
Each generation has found a way to find it.
That's so impressive.
I got the chills even saying that.
Can I clap for her?
No, I got the chills.
Because that's so hard to do.
And every product out there would dream about natural conversation about it. And that's the thing I love. Her and I obviously are chatters and yappers, and so was our mothers. So when we talk about products we love, I can't wait to tell people about it. And so I know that's how it's been with her.
I'm actually a little flushed about it. I'm so excited. I'm like, yeah. But the truth is, when you just said, Helen, that you stepped in and you're sort of nonchalantly saying it, but you like catapulted the brand, because you guys have over 341 million views on TikTok. That's insane for like something that, like you said, had no PR around it. It's not like you hired a giant PR company and it's all from the ground level, and we love that so much.
For sure.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. My husband always says grassroots, Candice, because I do a lot of grassroots marketing for my comedy and stuff like that, but we love grassroots anything. And by the way, you feature your husband on your Instagram, and it's so cute.
He wears
those Frownies.
Oh my God, I love it, because that's hysterical. I put eye slugs under my fiance, so I was like, is it one of those days that they need it? So I am going to upgrade us to Frownies after today.
Every night I put on my Frownies, right? And Tom goes, you look like Wonder Woman.
That's right. That's right.
And so I have a question. Has the formula changed at all since 1885?
So, the original, when they were making them in the attic, there's probably some degree of like from there to manufacturing in a warehouse
Of
that was
course,
an
Sure.
a hundred
adjustment. But
percent.
that we're talking about since whatever, 1912 maybe. No, it hasn't.
That's
It's the
amazing. But
same.
you guys have added on, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've added on some serums and neck patches, right?
Yes. So that's one thing I guess I left out of the story. In 2000, when that happened with Rene Russo, Good Housekeeping, all we had was our Frownies product. That was it. Just that one product. When my mom came in, and this was before the big boom of clean beauty. That wasn't a conversation. And my mom is a naturopath, and she had always wanted clean products. And she's at home mixing concoctions in her kitchen. And so when there was an opportunity to expand the product line, she created the skincare line.
We call them lotions and potions.
Love it.
Wow.
That's amazing. And that's the thing we should point out. It's all natural. Like I purchased your apple serum as well. Love it. Like I just love it. Actually smells really nice too. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point. But the thing is when you read the ingredients, I feel very calm about using it because I'm not like I struggled with fertility. So for me it took me a while to have my son and when I was going
Right.
through that everything was me reading the back of beauty products because every doctor I saw was like, it doesn't matter except my last doctor was like, why don't you start reading the back of beauty products? Could be affecting your fertility. And then now, 7 years later down the road realize it's not just fertility. It affects your overall life. So here I am reading
So
everything.
I have to ask you, are you a naturopath?
I'm not a naturopath, but like as far as any formal training, but I grew up in a family that was extremely naturally minded because of her. We were doing the homeopathic remedies. We didn't really go to like traditional doctors or going to chiropractors. I was born at home. I had my babies at home. Like everything is very very natural. That's just all I ever knew. So, sometimes people are like, oh my goodness, you did that. It was scarier for me to think of going into the whole medical route because I didn't know that world.
As a businesswoman, of like a legacy of the 5 generations, do you feel that as you as a businesswoman, because you are and what you do, is it nature versus nurture? Have you learned this behavior to be so good with sales and your product, or do you feel like it was just like in your instinct?
It's definitely just who I am. You mentioned about you guys are jabberers or whatever you said. I am a natural raving fan for sure. Like through and through, I was probably an influencer before there were influencers. I am the girl who's like, oh my gosh, I have this product. You guys have to know about it. I'm getting it for all of you for Christmas because it's the best. And then once Instagram and stories and all that became a thing, I was always the person like, you have to hear about this. I got to tell you. Because if I love something, I'm going to share it. And the funny thing is while I thought I wasn't a businesswoman and I wasn't an entrepreneur and that was not my thing, I really always have been. And I've had people in my life point out, remember when you were a kid and you were all like making all those, you were making jewelry and selling it and all this. I'm like, oh, I guess I did do that. But, I think that I had this in me and I just didn't know it. And I would go to the trade shows and I would talk about Frownies and friends, because my friends would see me use Frownies and they're like, what is that? And I would tell them like, oh my gosh, are you going to like work at the company one day? And I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. But they're like, but you sound like you're so passionate about it. I'm like, well, yeah, that's just who I am.
I mean, and I
So,
have to say, as we're
yeah.
talking to Helen, you look amazing. Like
do.
you
Thank you.
freaking
You
look
glow.
amazing. And here's the thing: I know you don't have Botox because your eyebrows are moving. So,
I don't. This is it.
but
Just natural.
it's okay, and I love it. And I have to ask you this because I want to jump into Botox for 1 second because you're doing this campaign for 20-year-olds. I saw, which is basically. I hate using the word basically. My husband yelled at me for that. I have to stop using
Charge
that word.
forward.
Charge forward. But I loved the post you put out where you were like, 20-year-olds, you don't have to run to preserve by getting Botox right now. Try Frownies, try something else. Like even, I love when you put those Instagram videos up of you doing those red light masks and stuff. I do those as well. What is your message for those 20-year-olds?
Yeah, how do you speak to
Yeah,
that? And
'cause
it
I
doesn't
think-
have to be 20-year-olds. Why don't you convince a
Anyone.
40-year-old who does Botox that this is the way?
I love it.
Well, the reality is that I think there is a fast, more invasive way to achieve anything, whether it's weight loss, skincare, anything. And then there is the natural, slow and steady way, and the tortoise and the hare, and who wins the race, you know? But it requires a lot of dedication and discipline to take the natural route to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. But also, if you look at the long term ramifications, and when I'm thinking about my health, longevity, skincare, beauty, and wellness, I'm not thinking about can I look good today? I'm like, can I look good for my whole life? Like, what's gonna be the effect of the quick fix I'm doing now when I'm 80 years old? And so you can get results with Frownies. The proof is there. I have a binder that is like this thick of literally thousands and thousands of customer before and afters. The
Oh,
testimonies
and
are
you
there.
share
This
them
is
on
why
Instagram.
Frownies is here 130 years later. They do work. Now, you will have to do something and you will have to commit to it and you have to be dedicated. But it's the same as fitness. I mean, I started lifting weights 10 years ago, and I was somebody who my entire life I had no muscle definition. Even though I was an athlete, I just wasn't, I'm not a defined muscle person. Now here I am 10 years later, and I finally am like, oh, I've got some sculpted shoulders. It took me 10 years, but you know what? The 10 years are going to pass anyway. And now that I've done this and I'm building this consistent habits, when I am 50, 60, 80, I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to keep looking good. I'm going to keep staying healthy. If you do Botox right now and at 20, my goodness, it's so easy to get results. And this is why I'm passionate about it. There is a horrible trend for 20-year-olds with no wrinkles to be injecting Botox in their face. And in the industry that I am in, I can't tell you how many people have come to me at 40 and 50 who's like, well, I have been doing Botox for 10, 15 years, and now I'm immune to it. It doesn't even work for me. And really, now you're the age where it is going to be harder if you want to use Frownies. It's going to take longer. At 20, you have so much collagen in your skin. Those wrinkles are not deep set yet. I've watched 20-year-old have, it looks like they got, like, it's just crazy. The results are so fast, so easy. And it's $25 for a box, and maybe less if you get it on sale.
Compared to $400,
one
$500 for
box
Botox.
lasts when you're 20. I use one box for a whole year. It's like it's nothing. And then these girls are spending $600 to inject Botox, or 300. Maybe they don't need as much, but still, it's like, save your money. This is so pointless.
But
And
I would
then
say,
what if you're immune to it down the road?
Yeah.
And what is 40
That's
and
what I
60 years of
wonder.
Botox going to do to you?
But
Maybe
this is one
it's
of those
safe once
things.
or twice
Yeah.
or a few times, but like
Yeah.
20 years?
Helen, what you're saying is really important. And it's like, it's kind of a multi-generational conversation, because I'll never forget when my mother handed me anti-aging lotion or Spanx at a certain age, right? Like this, anti-aging will stay there.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, it is. And it was probably like 18 to 20-year-old in my life. But if I was told from like, to my niece, right, at a certain age, that I could say, do this. It's like when I tell her, do not dye your hair. Right. I regret dyeing my hair for as long as I have. It's that conversation from, please listen to your elders.
And like,
they
wear
know
the
better,
sunscreen, right? Don't wait until you're 40
Wear
and
your
you have like, oh, this
sunscreen.
is a melanoma mole now, and what am I going to?
Right.
Like, no, just.
But it's like,
take
how
care
do
of
you talk to that age who is so set on listening to their peers?
And they're also so worried about their looks
Their
now.
peers.
Don't get me wrong. I
Competition.
was very worried about my looks in my 20s. We grew up in theater. I grew up as a dancer, so my looks were always on my mind. I had to be a certain weight, and I struggled, right? But today with social media, these kids, I actually feel bad, because if I was 19, 20 right now, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'd be running to beg mom for Botox. And I'm not saying mom would be like, sure, but my mom's the type of mom that's like, okay, you pay for it once, see if you like it. Like, my mom's like that. She would say, try something.
Get a perm. We both have perms.
Get a perm. I got a shitty
Why did
perm.
we get
Like, why did I do
perms?
that? But, that being said, it freaks me out being a 20-year-old and seeing this watching a 20-year-old and seeing this happening.
I think it's gonna come back.
It's gonna swing, yeah.
It's gonna swing because it went so
the thing
extreme.
about that though is I think that it is swinging right now, but it's swinging with our generation. I think that mid 30s to 40-year-olds, we're going, whoa, wait, let's not do that. But the young 20 somethings, and this is why I am passionate on social to share and to reach these younger girls. they are still swinging into Botox and filler and these things. And because we are seeing the older women and some of the older Hollywood people who have done Botox and fillers for a long time, and we see the filler fatigue and all of this, but the young girls aren't really watching them yet because that almost seems too like, oh, come on,
It's too
I
far.
can get this filler. It's not.
Yep.
Yes.
They feel invincible, and they're
Yes.
watching like Kim Kardashian or these people who really their thing isn't Botox and filler, it's surgery. Like what you think you're going to achieve with your Botox and filler, this perfect face that's just lasting forever, this is multiple rounds of surgery over the years. And it's
My
not
mom
Botox
said to me
and filler.
yesterday, she's like, do you think Kris Jenner is doing like facials? I was like, no, I think she's past
Surgery.
facials. I think it's
Several
surgery every
times,
4 weeks.
Several facelifts, you know.
And may we say, may everybody be happy with their beauty.
I know.
And hopefully that's what we want, no matter what, is
Yes,
if people feel
and
good
I have
about
no
themselves.
judgment against the people
Yeah.
who are doing the
Oh,
thing.
I get it. I keep
but
saying if I have a
also,
ton of money,
quite
I might do
frankly,
it.
I would say if you want to do something with your face, get surgery. Don't get Botox and fillers. Because facial plastic surgeons are even coming out and talking about how they're going in and scraping filler out of people's faces. It's not dissolving. It's not like we thought it was. As surgery, yes, there's risks of surgery, but you know, it's done and it's not the same as toxins being injected in your face or filler that's going to migrate somewhere else and it's a foreign substance. It's just different. I feel that it is safer to go the surgical route than it is to go
Interesting.
for 40 years of Botox and filler.
I mean, my grandmother did a facelift late 50s, 60s, and then was in Frownies. So I
Yeah.
find that very funny. Like that was her thing.
yeah.
So, Helen, what does it mean to hold this legacy if 5 generations for such a sensational product?
Well, honestly, someone asked me this question yesterday, and pardon me if I cry because I might.
It's all right,
I feel
we
like
cried already
with the
today.
state of the world these days, at any moment, I'm like, and now I'm crying.
No, we cry all the time. It's okay.
But honestly, it is such an honor. My grandmother and I were very, very close. And obviously, I didn't know my great great grandmother, but my grandmother, being raised by her grandmother my entire life, told me the stories of her and her love for the business and her love for her family. And just also think about 1889, a women didn't even own businesses. Like, I don't even know how this could be, you know, and to watch, you know, my great great grandfather died. That was part of the starting of Frownies. He passed away and he was a part of a barber supply company and she was making Frownies on the side. And then she came in under the name of the barber supply company. And that's still like it was B&P company is actually the name of Frownies is B&P company. We go by doing business as Frownies because that's what we're known as. But B&P company was his original business. He died. She's a single mom raising her daughter, who is then becomes a single mom. And then she passes away. So she's raising my grandmother. And this is like women, strong women doing this in a time when women did not do this. And then my grandmother went to college, which is not something women did because she wanted to be in the business. And here then she takes the business with her grandmother and she always said to me, like, you're gonna run Frownies one day. And I was like, no, I'm not. In fact, she passed away in 2018 before I ever got involved with the company. But I think all the time about her and just everything that has happened and everything that, like, the way that Frownies has changed people's lives and the way that it has exploded. And I just know she is and would be so proud and beside herself to be alive today, watching me on social media. She would be in her little community showing everyone the videos. Like I just feel so grateful to be a part of this legacy that I didn't realize the depth and how special it was. I just used the product and loved it, you know, but now I'm like, man, this has changed my life and it's just an honor and a blessing. And I just don't take that lightly. It's just so, so incredible to think. And I do wish she were alive to see, because
She sees.
Oh,
she sees and she's proud of you.
She sees
And
it.
you represent the company brilliantly.
I mean, you're just pure joy. I don't even know your family and I love them. I really do. And I love you. You're adorable and amazing. And I will say, last question, because we got to let you go. We can talk for hours. But what would be, in your opinion or in your outlook, or what is the future of Frownies? And I love that you're crying because I'm all like, svetzing, as they say. What is the future of Frownies?
Well, for me, I think what's really, really important is building the community and the brand to be more than just a product. And for me, there's a very strong message to women. I don't consider Frownies an anti-aging brand, and I don't love that term, anti-aging. I realize that that is the category we'd be put in. But for me, there's an aspect also, if you choose to go the natural route with Frownies, that there's an element of also embracing I am not chasing youth when I wear Frownies. I'm trying to look the best that I can at every single age. And I want to be the hottest 50-year-old I can be one day. I don't want to be 50 and look 20. I want to look great and feel great at every single age. And so for me, it's building in not just more sales of the product, but building in a message to women of like, you are beautiful, you are incredible. Here's natural products to look your best. Rock that at 50, at 60, at 80, whatever it is. I can't wait to show up on my 50th birthday in 8 years on social, be like, I'm 50. Look at me.
Dude, you're going to show up on your 90th birthday and be
right.
like,
and I can't wait to do that. So building the brand and having a message that changes women's perspectives, and to say to younger women, show younger women, don't fear aging. Like, I have some accounts of women who are 50 and 60 that I follow that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be 50. You are so inspiring. So I want to create an inspiration for younger women that you don't need to go down Botox and fillers and all of this and look 20 forever. Like, there's so many good years ahead, and you're going to like look hot at 80 and 90 and all the things. But also with that, in the growth of the brand, we will probably get into retail, and we will probably do more to explode that brand message to the world. I feel like we have always been kind of a niche Hollywood beauty secret, and now like this cult secret, but I want it to be this cult following cult secret that is shouted from the rooftops, that everyone knows about, that is in our Ulta, Sephora, Target, just everywhere, because I want more women to know that there is an option, and this isn't about freezing our faces in time. It's about looking and feeling your best and being proud of your skin because you've put in the work and you've taken care of it.
Helen, you and your family are female powerhouses.
Yes.
And I am a new person to your community, and I'm proud to, with everything you just said. I think it's such a strong statement to say, I'm proud of my age, and damn, I look good.
Yeah, it's hard. I'll admit it. It's freaking hard.
And we all have that struggle.
Yes.
So
and that's the thing.
Thank
There
you
will
so
be
much.
wrinkles and things that come over the years, and I'll have to learn to embrace that. And the internet will tell me all about my face and what's wrong with it. But I want to be able to stand up and say, like, no, I'm proud of the skin that I have, and I've put the work in, and I know I look great at this age, and I want to be this age.
Oh my God, Helen, you're such an inspiration. Yeah. Frownies is an inspiration. We can find you everywhere, but more importantly, you're on Instagram at Frownies, right? And then you're also on Instagram at Heleln
K. Morrison on Instagram.
K. I always forget the K. Heleln K. Morrison.
And then where could everybody buy Frownies?
Frownies.com is really the best place to go. We're building out and continuing to add to our membership program, because I know some people, like, they're looking for the best deal. And so we're trying to find ways to create brand loyalty that also gives back to the community. So definitely.
And if I can just tell you, the box lasts, like, for me, at least 4 or 5 months, at least one box.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And I'm not like, 19.
Well, Helen told you, get dedicated.
I know. No,
get dedicated.
I do almost every night. I really do. But it lasts. It's not like, in 2 weeks they're done and I got to buy them again. Like, they're lasting me 3 months, and I'm like, wow, okay. I need to do more of them, maybe on other parts of my face. But that's besides the point.
Well, you look great.
That's our next exploration.
Helen, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes,
Are you kidding?
You.
We'll keep following you and sharing all these stories, because we just want to keep empowering women and sharing everything you're doing, because we love the message you're sending. We really do.
Big fans.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
love.
Bye-bye now.
She's amazing.
She got me.
Sarah is in.
She did.
No, she's
Because I will tell you something.
Yeah.
I have spent the money. The reason, I'll tell you why I got Botox was because I realized the 20-year-olds who I thought looked fabulous.
Of course.
Hold on. we're all getting Botox. And I said, and this was in my late 30s.
Yes.
And I said, because the thing with Botox, there's also attachment to shame.
Yeah, okay.
So
and we're not shaming anyone with Botox, because by the way,
honey, I felt a little shame during
totally
that.
get it.
In how you speak about.
Really?
Yeah, freeze face. And my eyebrows fucking move. And you can use that F-bomb.
Wait. Your eyebrows have always moved.
Yeah, because you go to a good esthetician, they know what they're doing.
Because you're not.
And she's a doctor.
But what Helen said, and I think the point is, they're shooting up their face so much that they're plastered. You don't do that.
You didn't let me finish.
All right, go.
I do feel that I don't have the same, voila. So for me, exactly what she's saying, she said there was a word that she used. Like basically like filler exhaustion. I've never gotten filler in my life.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay, good.
Remember she said that?
Yes, she
did.
did.
I definitely believe that's the case.
Yes.
So I will tell you right now, I will be getting Frownies.
I'm so excited.
But I can't wait because I told you, Chad and I do our eye slugs together.
Yes, eye slugs.
And we will now be doing Frownies
But
together.
I need to say this because I think this is important too. I'm not shaming anyone who does Botox because I have looked far and wide to do it. I was just afraid, and I'm like, I've been through so much with my health that I was like, let me not.
But I also do see.
But I do see frozen
friends
face
that have done. Not on me.
No, I don't. I would tell you. No, I would tell you.
Let me tell you, I work literally on TV every week, and I see, and I love my gorgeous, strong, sensational. I keep saying sensational. I need another word.
That's a good word.
Incredible, beautiful, bold, sexy women I work with.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And there's a lot of money that we spend
Yes.
to make sure we look a certain way.
100%.
From our hair to our boobs to our butts.
Isn't that the same thing of like when I get grays, I'm like, I'm dying this bitch. I don't care
Yes.
what the chemical is.
So no matter what, it is a struggle that
Yeah.
we shame ourselves.
Yeah, no, you're
We're
right.
shamed by the world. So it is this natural way of, she represents the company brilliantly. And I understand the fight of, do I want to be in my family business? Because you want to have your own identity.
That was an interesting conversation that I almost wanted to go further into, but we would be here forever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a family business.
So-
it was my dad owned auto body shops. I wouldn't be fixing cars.
2 people in my life that went through that struggle, and
Interesting.
one tried and then backed out of it. One never went into it and somewhat regrets it. So I would say, like, you just never know because you want to be your own entity in this life, but you don't realize it till a certain age.
And then you're in.
The beauty, the value of what was built up
And
of
she
generations. And she realized
took it and
running
catapulted
with
it,
it.
right? Like in
Yeah.
her own way. So that I very much appreciate because now she's doing this thing where it's, it was Frownies then, but look what she's doing to Frownies now. It's an entire line.
That's what I said about always evolving the brand.
It's great.
But having these natural marketing campaigns that they didn't really have to push because product, and like your grandmother told you, or you saw your grandma do, if she did it, I'm going to try it. That woman looked fabulous.
And you're right. The other thing that got me
Slugging
about
was the word that we didn't.
slugging.
Vaseline all over your face.
yeah.
Because remember how I talked about that months ago, months ago,
Yes.
about the kids were doing Vaseline all over their face.
It was like a TikTok
And they
fad.
called it slugging. My grandmother used cold cream.
Cold cream, Noxzema.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The thing that I love about Helen is her passion for just overall female health. I'm not going to say
I think she has
anti-Botox. Like, that's not what it is.
I think
it's
she
overall
has
female
so
health.
much more, like you were saying. There is so much more to just these beauty
Yes.
potions that and
Yeah.
patches that
There's
she
these
does.
patches as you're staring at me with my
Because
patches.
There's what you and I are really trying to represent in our outspokenness and boldness in our opinions, and is that these ageism isn't easy, but if we talk about it, it's a little bit more comforting to others and to each other and to ourselves. It makes it easier to put our head on the pillow,
It does.
wearing a Wonder Woman patch, and then wake up feeling empowered. Whatever it takes to make you feel good in your everyday. Because it's a battle out there.
It is a battle. And isn't it also, I don't know, maybe because I'm cheap sometimes, it's a financial thing. Like she was saying
I
that box
regret.
is $25, right? And I remember when I bought I don't remember what I spent. I think I actually spent 18 because I did the membership and I got like a few boxes. But like that's $25 for a box that could last you a month or 2 or 3. That to me, I can wrap my brain around. But when I did go for a consultation,
I'm easily spending thousands.
They quoted
hair,
me like $800
makeup to be beautiful every year.
Wow. And I was like, $800 of what? And they were like, well, you need this.
Yes.
You need this. And I was like, oh God. And that was more of the shy away than it was the needle. Like I was sort of like, I could deal with the needle if it's going to make me beautiful.
shocking.
But I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So even for 20-year-olds, I don't know how they're spending this, how they're finding all this money. Maybe they have great jobs or whatever.
I question that a lot. I have
you?
a friend that's like traveling all over the world, and I'm like, what does she do?
Where are you getting this money?
Ironically enough, she was the one that had her Botox in their 20s that I said, she's
interesting.
beautiful. Now I wonder.
Interesting.
Anyway,
You know-
I'm about to spend $1,400 on a front window because I smashed a fly and it broke the window.
No, stop it.
I wanted to make a transition, but we love Helen.
We love Helen.
We love
It's a
Frownies,
great
and I'm
transition.
excited to be a part of the community. So
my
I can't
God.
wait.
Me too.
So ready? Let's talk about not just the positives of having a spectacular guest
That was
today.
amazing.
We both got emotional.
I did. She
I
got
told
emotional.
you I got the
emotional.
chills. As someone that's like worked on HSN, the Home Shopping Network, for years, and I'll tell you, just like you and I talking about products, I really love doing it because finding a product, and even if there was something that I was like, oh, I don't necessarily love it, finding something you love about everything that you're selling and knowing how to talk to people. And she has that ability.
Oh, and she's so genuine.
Yeah.
Like
But to have a good product and be able to do that is fantastic.
No, it's fantastic.
So my positive
Here we go. On to positives.
today, because I don't want to tell you, I obviously breaking a window, my front window is
that's
not my
not a
positive.
positive, no.
Chad and I actually talking about like influencers and stuff. My kitchen cupboard was an Instagram page that literally just put out a recipe, and it was a fresh corn, Jersey corn pasta recipe with, it wasn't pancetta. I will have to look up what guanciale. Guanciale. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's an Italian pork product. It's
Guanci-
pork,
oh,
pork cheek.
Pork cheek. Yes.
But
I don't make it a lot, like, honestly.
No, but we found this amazing recipe, and I just had such a wonderful night cooking with Chad. He's really great in the kitchen, and I found the inspiration, and I got the products, but I'm a sous chef that I put on the music, we're having fun, and it was such a wonderful night, and it was a pretty simple, quote unquote, recipe. So we just had a wonderful night, sat outside, watched the full moon come up, and ate guanciale over a corn fresh
that
pasta.
sounds amazing.
It was just really fun, and it was such a beautiful bonding moment.
I think that's amazing. My happiness this week, I encourage people to go out and walk. I know that sounds crazy, but like,
Or run after people that you think you know in a Mercedes.
I did that. But I will say I went for a walk the other night with Tom, Maverick, and Cannoli, and we went down this we have a
At
path.
dusk at the end of the
Yes, it
end
was
of the
after
night.
dinner,
Yeah.
and we went
Because
down
it's
this
very hot right
path.
now.
It is hot, but it was like 6, 7 o'clock, so it was okay. We went down this path, and there's this whole hiking trail around my house that I didn't even know. I'm like, wait a minute, I
really
thought
wanna
that
shake
was.
my head.
I know, I should have known that, right?
People that are just listening, I was shaking my head.
I didn't even know there was this
You
giant.
didn't love hiking in California?
I
was like
I'm
a hike
from
maniac.
Staten Island. You think
I was
I'm
a hiking maniac
I
in California.
got to like it over time.
And then in Colorado with Chad in Denver. We were
Over
hiking
time,
fools.
I started to like hiking in California when I was living there full time. When I go to California, I do hike and I love it now. But I missed. Actually,
So
Tom said to me,
your positivity is
is
you want
I
people to
found
get
a
out there and
hiking
walk.
trail.
You walked the city.
"Oh, that's different though. When
No,
you
it's
find this
walking with purpose.
no, when you find this hiking trail covered in trees and
Yeah.
it's private and it was
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
I loved it. That's not the same as walking through Central Park.
No.
That's
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
talking
That
about
was
with
my happiness.
California
Yeah, but
and
we don't live in
Denver.
California anymore. Like at this moment,
You
we don't.
have it here.
And Tom said
We
to
have
me,
such
"I
beautiful
miss it."
trees.
I didn't even know there was
We
one
have
around the block from
waterfalls.
my house. So that's what I did. That's my happiness.
The
So I
hills
encourage you.
are alive
Exactly. I encourage
with the
you.
sound of music.
If you have not walked around the block of your house and into paths that you think are forbidden, because I thought it was like you couldn't go there. I was like, oh, I can't go in there. And then we did. And it's gorgeous.
Well, in our neighborhood, we try to find the water because we're right near the water, and all these mansions take up all the waterfront.
Yeah. No, that's a whole nother thing.
Don't start.
Don't start, baby. This
I
was
promise
so
you,
good.
I'll explore the unknown.
Go into the unknown. I'm gonna stop. See you next week.
See you next week. I got to catch a flight.
You too. Get the hell out of here. We're late. Thanks for joining us today.
You can follow us on Instagram at Don't Start Podcast.
Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time, friends.
Don't Start is produced by Anthony Street Productions.